Welcome to String Training. Today's class, I'm going to take you through my arrangement of All of Me, and this is the level 1 class. So, capo should be placed in the first fret, and we're in standard tuning here. Let's first introduce the chords. The track is, the verse and our introduction is based on an E minor, to a C, a G, and a D. Now throughout the arrangement, I substitute a D/F sharp in its place. So you're going to see a lot of this second fret on string 6 and second fret on string number 3. Alright, beginning with our introduction, we're first just going to play like a single note line and then add in a little bit of harmony and finally our bass notes. Beginning with open second string to our first fret on the second string, back to open, and concluding on that second fret, string 3. So that's the highest note within our chords of that introduction. Now we're going to grab the second fret on string number 4, and now I'm going to play with my index and ring finger. So string 4 with the index, ring finger on string 2. So I added that with my open second string. Now come in and get that first fret on string number 2. Release, get the open strings, and then the second fret on string number 3 with our open string 4. So there I played my middle and index finger. So that was the second line of the level 1 notation. We have our first line, second line, finally our third line. We're going to get our thumb involved playing some bass notes. With our first measure, we're going to play string 6, forming a C chord. So my thumb played string 5 there. Move up at the third fret, or G on string 6. And then I'm going to grab that F sharp with my second finger. Third finger comes down to that third string. So that's the D/F sharp that I use frequently within the arrangement. It's much like, if you're not used to this grip of the chord, it's much like an E minor. Move your second finger up and your third finger down. A great little finger style exercise for many of the beginner students. Let's continue on with our level 1 lesson and looking at the A verse, the bottom of the first page of our notation. And here the melody is on strings 2 and 3, and the bass line kind of walks its way underneath that. Let's leave the bass line out for just a moment. So this is the first line of our A verse. So it's a lot of open strings. A lot of the second string open, a few of the open strings are the third string as well, and alternating a lot with that second fret on string number 3 there. So here it is again, first line A verse. Okay, you may want to play that several times, get used to working your way through that melody. I'm primarily using my second finger for those second frets. Over here on the right hand, you should alternate your fingers along. Try not to hop too much with one finger. And then we add in our bass notes, so you can see them. They're played right on beat number 1 of each measure. So string 6 there. For measure number 1. Measure number 2, grab the C or third fret, and play your open strings above that to your G. Now notice I'm still holding this G as I play that second fret on string 3. Then your D/F sharp chord, hold the grip, and then, sorry, here it is again. us to the next page. The melody continues. It's fairly similar, and I will just play the melody here, starting off the same. So this time we go a little bit higher to the first fret on string number 2, but the melody, that first fret resolving down to the open second and third string repeats itself. Now I'm going to add in the bass note. It may seem simple because I've stripped away a lot of the harmony and such, but for many students just starting off, that's going to be a challenge, putting that entire verse together. So really take your time. And I've only provided just that one phrase of the verse here, but many of the phrases that follow, and there's quite a few of them, are very similar. Don't rush to play them all. Conquer this one, and you could almost repeat it several times if you liked, in place of the others, and few people would recognize that anything's missing, actually. Let's move on. And our level 1 class now is going to take us to what I've labeled as the B verse, and the harmony here changes. We've so far been going over the E minor, C, G, and D chords. Now we get to the B verse, we're in A minor. Another A minor to a G and a D. And then we're back to A minor again. And into our D. So let's go through that A minor verse, or the verse over the A minor chord. So we got, I'm going to start here with just playing melody. Again, the melody is on the upper notes of our notation there. That was the first line of the B verse. It's a nifty little melody that it kind of descends this way all the way down. Walk right down string number 2. So it pretty much descends the scale there. Now I'm going to add the A in the bass with my first note. Get your G, get your D, and this is the challenging part over the D, because with that D voicing here I've got the 4th fret with my 3rd finger, and my pinky comes across to the 5th fret, back into our A in the bass. That time, our melody over the A minor, it's a little bit different rhythmically, but still has the same frets, so try not to apply the same rhythm on the second line of this B verse. Alright, getting us to the chorus. And I've got the A chorus. Take a look at the the second A chorus, because I've allowed the first A chorus to remain. I should have deleted it, but it's. So again, that was the second A chorus that you see within the notation. I'm doing a hammer up to the 3rd fret on string 2, to a couple open strings there. String number 2 and 1 into our next phrase. Now we could add some bass notes to that. Your G for this. Your E, or open string. Well, that's a nice little simple chorus. Moving on, we've got our next half of our chorus. That's pretty much the same phrase played twice, the 2nd fret, on string number 3 there, up to the open 2nd string, and then repeat. Now over that melody, we're going to put in the 3rd fret on string number 2, or string 5 I should say. D. So now, if we look at the B chorus within your level 1, it's going to throw the bass notes along with that melody the entire time. The G in the bass, E in the bass. Get the C here, D, and you could repeat. Moving on though, there's a lot of information here. I've stated this before. Pause the video frequently. Take a look at that notation to help get you through these troubled areas, and come back to this video and maybe watch the part again. But we got one final part in this lesson, and I've labeled it as the D chorus, the C and D chorus, I should say. So we have this. That melody there, walking up string number 2 here, from open 1st and 3rd fret, up to my pinky grabbing the 3rd fret on string 1, walk down that string, to string number 2, down to string 3. It's interesting how the melody just kind of climbs up, and then his vocal line just kind of descends the scale. The challenge lies in putting the bass notes along with that. We're going to put in returning to the E minor, the C, the G, and this F sharp for the D/F sharp chord. Get your bass note there. Get your C, your G, and you can find that information that I just kind of raced through there, labeled as the D chorus within your level 1 notation. Okay, so there's a little bit more remaining within the performance video, and you can find that within the level 2 class.